Hello, welcome to the Haywards Heath Sports Academy webinar for a part of our open evening events. We're just going to wait for a few more people to join us. So hold fire, and then myself and Emma will take you through the Sports Academy here at Haywards Heath. So just bear with us for a few moments, and I'll sit here awkwardly for a second. It's great, and we've got a few. Can see people joining, which is fantastic. Welcome to you. We're just waiting on a few other people. So it's just kind of bang on half past, so we'll just wait on a few other participants to join us. Those of you who are new to Zoom, I'm sure that's not many of you, but there's a Q&A function, so please do write any questions you've got as we go, and we'll come back to those at the end of the presentation today. Myself and Emma will pick up as many as we can of those in the time. Good to see these participants sort of creeping up. And we have got people managing the Q&A function as well, so you can add things and enable you get it answered during the presentation. Okay, and I think we'll get going. Welcome to those people who joined us after my first welcome. You're viewing the Haywards Heath Sports Academy presentation. My name's Ben Fry. I'm the Vice Principal here at Haywards Heath College, and I'm joined tonight by Emma Gardner, and I'll let her introduce herself. Emma.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma Gardner. I'm the teacher of PE and sport here at Haywards Heath, and this year I'm also in charge of the Netball Academy. So yeah, really involved in the Academy of Sport here.
Great, thanks Emma. And for both of us and then for everyone here, the sporting prowess and the sporting academy here at Haywards Heath is really, really important to us. It's in all of our backgrounds, so hence why we're doing this presentation this evening. Just a few reminders, those people who join us late, there's a Q&A function at the bottom there. Please do write any questions you have, and Emma and I will come back to those at the end of the presentation. And just a reminder, if this is being recorded, so if you want to look back on anything, it will be posted on our website, Haywards Heath college websites tomorrow, and so you can review that, and it will also put any of the FAQ questions on there as well. I think it'll be a few days that will come into play. So Ryan, next slide please. So what is the Academy of Sport? It's basically something, a huge part of what we do here, holistic education at Haywards Heath College. It mars up really sporting success alongside academic achievement. So it's our program for sport for those who want to become this kind of student athlete, who don't want to choose between doing a sport at a high level and their academic studies. It allows them to do both of those two things. You can choose from designed for students to be able to choose from a wide range of academic courses here, so from A levels to applied level courses, and participate in first-class sporting sessions from training and matches both locally and nationally. So it's something we are embedding here at Haywards Heath. As you know, we opened this year in September, and it's something we're passionate about, really making the best we can in terms of this academy. Next slide, please, Ryan. You can see there some of our aims. There's kind of 6 main aims, and I'll just go through those briefly and explain how we try and hit those aims, if you like. So develop your tactical, technical, and team-based skill sets. So we do that by employing outstanding coaches, and we run training sessions on a Monday and Friday afternoon, and we have matches on a Wednesday. And in those, your coaches will stretch you, challenge you, get you to think about the game that you're being played, how you work as a team, in whatever sport it is, but also your sort of tactical knowledge. And we would do that through video analysis sessions of the games and sitting down with your coach and your teammates to work on, to learn from your matches and your training sessions and to improve. The whole point of it, getting every session you get a little bit better. Develop your sports-specific fitness. We run strength and conditioning sessions, so essentially fitness sessions in our strength and conditioning suite, which Emma will tell you about a little bit later. And they are matched to your sport, so we'll look at the correct energy systems in netball to make sure you get the most out of your position and can excel. And we do personalised programs for that around your sport. So you'll have your coach, again, will give you strengths and conditioning knowledge, impart some of that so you can do those things for yourself, but also give you guidance on, you know, how you should be training in your sport. Develop your understanding of the underpinning sports science behind your sport. Again, it goes hand in hand with those first two aims, really. Just giving you an understanding of sports psychology, of sports physiology, of sports biomechanics, because all those elements alongside, you know, teamwork and those other parts are going to be the kind of, you know, the 1%ers that will help to improve your all-round performance, and both of you individually and of your team. So we try and bring in that, whether you're studying A-level sports science or BTEC sport as well, we will bring those things into your training sessions and to develop this sporting athlete. Be competitive in a local and regional league. Yes, we want to see you, you know, fundamentally, we want to see you improve. We want you to get better every training session, but we also want to be competitive. We want to play other teams. We want to play in a nice style in your sportings, and we want to win matches. And we are going to be playing locally, regionally. So we're playing Sussex League, Sussex Cups, as well as the kind of English Schools Cups as well. Our plan is to progress to some of the AOC competitions, the higher level things, and certainly in basketball we're already entered into those leagues. Provide opportunities to take your sport further. We are, you know, for us as a college, in the same way that we do with your academic studies, we are kind of stepping stone to the next stage for you. We want to open as many doors as possible to, whether that be universities, workplace, or apprenticeships. And the sport is no different. We really want you to continue to take your sport further, whatever that looks like for you. That might be, you know, taking it onto a semi-pro level locally. It might be, you know, going to play in the university first team. It might be representing your country nationally or for the English schools. So there's a number of different pathways, and that's really important that we can help you develop for you. And ensure you continue to be passionate about the sport you love. And we do that through really enjoyable training sessions and matches. And it's the kind of all of those other 5 aims together, really, I suppose, making sure those are right. So you love your sport, you want to continue with it, and you continue to stay healthy, both in mind and body. Next slide, please, Ryan. Emma, over to you.
So the sports that we have available to you, if you choose to attend Haywards Heath, we have rugby, both women's and men's, basketball, netball, and football for men and women also. So we have established a fantastic link with Haywards Heath Football Club. So we are extremely fortunate that we will therefore be able to use some of their facilities. We will have access to some of the fantastic coaches that they've got down there. And really build that strong relationship within our community for both men's and women's football. We are establishing links with the other 3 sports. If anyone listening out there wants to get involved in that, then feel free to contact Ben or myself at the end of this presentation. Just as an idea, if in the chat at some point through this presentation you could put what sport it is that you are hopeful to join the academy of, then that would be fantastic, just so we can see what sporting athletes we have out there. Next slide, please. So facilities that we have available at Haywards Heath. We have a fantastic indoor sports hall. We have access to first-class coaches, and we are very lucky that we have a brand new strength and conditioning suite, which I'm sat in now. So I'll give you a quick tour of our strength and conditioning suite. All brand new equipment. I know students this year are itching to get into it. So it is a really sought after space, and one that we are really proud to have here at Haywards Heath. Next slide, please.
Thanks, Emma. Just to remind you, this has been recorded, so if you join late, you can view this on our website from tomorrow. And please do put some things in the Q&A at the bottom there. We'll answer those towards the end. College timetable. What does it look like doing the sports academy? So what you can see from our kind of mock timetable there. You have certain blocks for your subjects, and so you can see this person has they might study the green lessons, that could be biology, the red lesson, English literature, and the yellow lesson, A-level PE. I actually just picked out my 3 A-level subjects there. So they have those 3 lessons that each of 4 hours a week, and then what we do is block off academy training time, so you don't have any clashes for those timetable events, and that happens on a Monday afternoons. You can see there the academy training, Friday afternoon, and then you have a Wednesday slot for your academy matches and training if you don't have a match. We have a video analysis session that would happen. We've put it in on a Thursday afternoon. It would happen after your matches, so you analyse the team performance, and a strength and conditioning session that is guided strength and conditioning, as well as opportunities to get in there and put some of those things into practice that you've been working on as well. I should say, we didn't say it, I haven't said it yet, but obviously this is something we are building here as a new centre, and we're using the model they've done so well at Worthing College. And as many of you know, that's our kind of sister college, as part of the college group, and they've been running the program there for nearly 15 years, and they compete at the highest level, winning national competitions in all their sports. And so we are working very closely with them to make sure we embed the same program, the same values, the same opportunities here at Haywards Heath. So if you want to learn a bit more about it, have a look on the Worthing College website as well. It gives you loads of information about, you know, some of their teams and what we are, you know, where we see ourselves, our vision, if you like, for Haywards Heath sport. And I suppose the exciting thing for all those applicants here is that you get to do that on the ground and actually be a part of that as we kick it off, the inaugural teams and the success that comes with that. So I think that's very exciting. Next slide, please, Ryan. Yeah, and so alongside our, you know, your academic lessons and these training sessions and matches, we're also really keen to for you to enrich yourselves in these in a kind of wider curriculum experience. So, as I mentioned sort of earlier, one of our aims is to build up your sports science knowledge. That's key for success in sport and for healthy lifestyles, I think, in general. And so we put on sports science lectures on sports nutrition or strength and conditioning, or on mental strength. So these things are going to help you not just in your sports, but actually in your lifestyles and moving forward. And you can see some of the, you know, in better times when we can put on trips abroad, you can see some of the things we would run there. And again, we are combining with Worthing College on some of these trips. You can see, you know, training camps for men's football to Italy and various other venues, both in the UK and abroad, for pre-seasons, so for training camps, and really just to allow you to enjoy your sport and with your teammates in other environments. Next slide, please, Ryan. Emma.
So the Academy membership costs. I can see from the Q&As there's a couple of questions around this, so hopefully I will be able to answer them within this slide. But if I don't, please feel free to add another question in there. So our kit costs, and we at Haywards Heath, this is the only cost for your academic year that you will incur. So the kit cost ranges between £80 to £120. Examples will be on the next slide of what they look like. The use of facilities, we are very fortunate that it will be of no cost to you. Amongst that, I forgot to mention our brand new outdoor pitches, which are just over the road from college. So they are walkable, they are therefore free to get to. And that's where the football and the rugby training sessions will take place. It is fantastic over there. It's a great size, and it can be used all year round, which is even better. The use of the fitness suite behind me, you will have an induction by either Chris Haskell or myself. So we are the PE and sport team here at Haywards Heath. We will offer an induction to the gym, and therefore you will then be able to use it as part of your academy training sessions. And the coaches that we bring in and run the sessions, they will be of a free cost to you also. So it is a fantastic time to join the academy, because the kit can be used in many training sessions and when going to matches. So it is fantastic. In terms of the kit costs, we are in very difficult times at the moment, as we all know, with the current situation that we are in. If you do require any further financial support, here at the college, we do have access to bursaries that can help you with this. All the information about them is on our website, so I would suggest you go and check that out. And any more information that you need or that hasn't been answered, then please contact myself or Ben. Next slide, please. So this is an example of our kit. We have different packages based on the academy that you've chosen to take part in. I believe that you can have certain items over others should you not want the whole package. That is something that we are working on. We want to work with you on that, but they are fantastic products. They are well made. They are I know from the Worthing Academy that some of the sports people have had theirs for both years. So it does last. And it makes us look really smart and represent the college in the best way possible. Next slide, please.
Thanks, Emma. Yeah, it does. It looks really great, that kit. I've seen some of the mock-ups of it, and our students are waiting for their orders to come in now. We thought we'd just go over some of the other things that are available to you, and I wanted to signpost a couple of things, really. I suppose first of all is the TAS, or the Talented Athlete Scholarship Scheme. This is something I'm sure you will know about. It's for highly capable sports students who don't want to choose between sport and academic. It allows them to do both. Sport England funded scheme. Worthing are an accredited centre to run it, Worthing College, and you can see some of their examples there of students who've accessed that, from their England netball players to their cross-country runners and their triathletes. It's something we are not currently accredited to do, but we work very closely with Worthing College to make sure we offer those the same provision. So it's the lifestyle package, the sort of sports science, sports psychology package, as well as the kind of physiotherapy, and giving you some ideas on that. So we're embedding that into our Sports Academy program here, with the view to in the future becoming an accredited centre as well. But we work very closely with Dave Hall at Worthing College to do that. The other thing we wanted to tell you about is the AOC, the Association of Colleges Championships. And I'm just going to let Emma go through that with you.
Thank you. So this is where we are offering Haywards Heath students to take part in national championships of maybe sports and to demonstrate that we don't just hope that we're going to take our academy teams to national championships, but also we offer them to, if you play badminton, we are lucky that we live near Ardingly Reservoir. Some of you may be budding sailors, that you compete at a national level, and we want you to be able to represent Haywards Heath at the best competitions that we can offer you whilst you are here. With that, someone's asked the question about how it's going to help with university applications. It can show that you are taking part in your sport at a competitive and hopefully regional, national level, alongside your academic studies. So your organisation skills are high, your commitment is really high to show that you are committed to your sport and your study. And it can also help if you are wanting to take part in these sports at university, give you the step up and the confidence in order to join the sports team over there. This is sort of the first step in joining a team where you may not know anyone. So you will therefore be full of confidence when it comes to joining a team at university. Next slide, please. And that one I've just done. Next slide, please. Thank you.
And just sort of to build on some of the expectations of what we like from our Sports Academy students. So you'll have an opportunity to apply for this when you make an application to Haywards Heath College, and then we would discuss it with you at enrolment. But we have very high expectations of our academy students. Absolutely, as we do in our academic studies as well. It is very much Coach Carter stuff. So we have a system that we would monitor your attendance, those things, your behaviour, and it's a really good opportunity, I think, for you to develop some of those skills that are going to be so useful. Those sort of soft skills are going to be so useful in everyday life. Really, accept sportsmanship, like behaviour, accepting defeat, and working with team, collaborating, the sporting resilience, all those things are really important to us. And you can see that there's a kind of, if you don't meet those expectations, you trigger certain actions where it's followed up by a tutor. You have various stages, which which we basically say there's no training or playing if you're not meeting those college expectations. So that's a really important part of it for us. It's about not just allowing you to play sport, it's about developing this sporting athlete, as we said earlier, and the whole round package. And I know lots of you will be really keen to do that as well here. Next slide, please, Ryan.
So some expectations that we have from you is that you are committed and you are taking part in your team. This is both from a training aspect as well as a sociable aspect, that you are communicating well within your team and all round having respect for each other. You are available for every training session and match. We've shown in the previous slides how it's worked into the timetable. So hopefully this is something that you will be able to maintain throughout your time at Haywards Heath. That you work hard and show class when winning or losing. Sportsmanship is one of my sort of passions. I am a very competitive person. I don't like to lose, but I'm going to show respect to the other team that they were better on the day. And that you are representing the college and upholding the values that we have as a sports academy. So you're showing that student athlete, you are representing Haywards Heath in the wider community to the best of our ability. There was a question about the facilities and being able to visit. Unfortunately, this is why we're having to do these events virtually, but we are planning on doing a welcome to PE video. So hopefully that will be available soon, either through your school or on the website. It's yet to be decided, but there will be a tour of Haywards Heath Sports Department facilities very soon.
Actually, Emma, I can just piggyback that hot off the press, actually, for you participants at this event this evening. We're actually going to do our course guidance meeting. So after you make an application, you're invited in to talk to a member of staff, usually in one of the areas that you are interested in studying. So we're actually going to invite you in a COVID-safe way, so socially distanced, and you'll have an opportunity to see the college and some of the facilities. I'm very wary that, usually you would have seen in year 9 and year 10, you would have opportunities to come for taster days, and you haven't had that opportunity. So we were really keen to be able to show you that. So we've got a COVID safe way of doing that, making sure you can come in and see that in very, very small groups over the course of the next sort of 6 months, basically. But one of the key things is to get your application in, and as soon as we have that, we will invite you in for that course guidance meeting. Again, an opportunity for you to ask questions, for us to give some guidance on courses, and it's probably worth signposting at this stage that if you can have an application in and with your courses before Christmas, we say that we will make sure you can do that program of courses. So we will build our timetable around those choices. So it's quite important to get those right, but it also means we guarantee you, there won't be any clashes, and we won't say to you, you can't do this course, which does happen at other colleges. So if you get it in before Christmas, we guarantee that package, your chosen courses, you can do basically. Ryan, would you just mind doing the last slide changeover and just take us to the FAQs? I think, Emma, what we'll do is we'll take a couple each, shall we? So they get a bit of a change of voice. So firstly, how does the timetable work with studies? As I kind of mentioned then, as part of the application process, actually, if you signpost that you are interested in doing a sports academy, you put that on your application, and then we try and build the timetable allowing for that. And then what we do is invite you in for a trial before the college starts, and that's a good opportunity to meet your coach and other teammates, and then from there we build your timetable. And as I showed you previously, Ryan, would you mind just going back to that slide actually on the timetables, just so we can review that again? And again, this is it's recorded, so you can look back over it, but you can see there. So we have every day has 3 2-hour blocks in it, if you like. So Monday has a 2-hour block in the morning, break, another 2-hour block, lunch, another 2-hour block, and that's all your lessons work around that. So if you're doing A-level PE, for example, those 2 green lessons you'd have 4 hours of A-level PE in a week, and then we'd ask you to do 6 hours of independent study alongside that. You can see the academy training always sits in those blocks. The other lessons might well change from year to year and for each individual. But we would build that timetable personalised to you based around your application and that enrolment process, both the course guidance meeting and then the later enrolments and the trials that happens before the college opens again. Sorry, Ryan, if you don't mind just hot stepping back to that FAQs again. Thank you. Second question for me, if I don't get the grades for my course, am I still in the academy? In terms of the requirements with developing the student athletes, that question is around actually, if I'm not performing academically, can I still be involved in the academy? And that, I suppose the answer is no. We want you to do well on both fronts, and we will put support in place. So if it's not quite happening in the academy and help you progress there, we'll help you do that. If it's not quite happening in your courses, we'll help you support you there. And it's really, I suppose the question is why, getting to why you're not getting the grades in your courses. If it's a attendance matter or it's a motivation matter, then no, we want you to be doing both those things really, really well. So and if it's actually you're having some challenges in it, then absolutely we would support you. And both the academic staff, the teacher staff here work very closely with the academy, sports academy staff to make sure that happens. Emma, do you want to pick up a couple of those?
Yep, so you would find out if you had a place on the academy, if you have applied for it alongside your academic courses. When you attend for induction, it would appear on your course list. You would then be notified when you join in September of when the sports trials are for each of the academies. You would then attend your academy's trial. You can only take part in one sport within the academy just due to the demands that we have on the timetable and from your academic subjects. You would then trial and a coach would indicate to you which team you have been successful in, and you would then train accordingly from there. With that, you don't just have to study sport, although we'd love you to. We understand that people have other interests alongside their sporting passions. So no, you have access to a breadth of different courses here at Haywards Heath that you can choose to take part in alongside your sport academy option. Ben, do you want to go for a couple more?
Yeah, sure. So is there a trial process and what does it look like? Yes, there is, absolutely. So part of the application process, when you signpost on your application that you're interested in the sports academies, you would then say which one. You're invited in for trials before the college opens, so that week after GCSEs and before the college opens properly, where you're invited in, and we look at your potential, basically, both your skill set but also your potential and motivation to improve. So not just the technical ability, but all those other attributes which we know are really important to success as a sporting athlete. And it depends on how many numbers we have. I know Worthing previously, they've run 2 trials, depending on numbers, but that would be the kind of process. And then from there, it would be you'd be invited to a kind of pre-season, and then you would kick off from there. And part of that, your induction to college would be induction to the sports academy program as well. And you'd get all that information after your application and before the college opens and before you start here. Do I get support with my studies if I'm behind? Yeah, absolutely. We've got an amazing team here, both the teaching staff who run one-to-one sessions and support sessions in their studies outside of the curriculum, but also we have an additional learning support team who are phenomenal, and they run a variety of programs to help you with your studies. And then we have an online programs as well you can access anytime, which just allow you to again focus on those key elements that you need to work on. It's very much goes hand in hand. We will support you with your sport, and we'll absolutely support with your studies and whatever that next step that you want to go on and take, whatever that looks like. Do you have any additional trips linked with the Academy Sports? Yeah, so I mean, yes, we do. And so you can see if you go to the Worthing webpage some of the things they've done, and we will run the same trips as them. In fact, we'll go on some of those with them, and you can see, I think one of our helpers has put that in the chat, the link in there, so you can access it straight away. But we're always looking for new ideas, and one of the beauties of being part of this Chichester College group, a group of 5 colleges, is we have a great resource where we can draw upon, and we run Erasmus trips, which are fully funded trips. We have, we're able to put on bigger trips to all kind of destinations, from club of centres and Italy, training and across the world basically, and do it at a very low cost because you have bigger numbers to do it. So yes, we do, and it's a really big part of what we do, and we everyone loves doing those trips as well. So that kind of concludes our presentation, but I noticed there's a few questions in the Q&A here, so we'll go over to those. And Emma, if I just, do you want to pick up a couple yourself? Yeah, sure. You don't mind just reading them out?
So I have noticed a couple of people asking about cricket, and cricket as a competitive sport at Haywards Heath. Unfortunately, we cannot offer it as an academy sport, purely because of the time of year that competition takes place. For the majority of that, you would not be in college. We would all be enjoying our summer holidays. However, if there was the demand for it, we would be able to offer some local matches out within the time frame, maybe May, June, if you are here. It is something that we offer, and we have got the outdoor space over the road, hopefully, in order to do that. But I know cricket is big in this area. So yes, it would be something that we'd want to try and include around that time of year, but because it is so limited in its time frame, and you guys will have a lot going on with exams and preparation for exams, it isn't something that we are offering as an academy sport at this moment in time. Ben, can you see any more?
Yeah, thanks. So just a great question from Emma Taylor. Thank you, Emma. Can you be a Sports Academy member even if you're not taking a sport course, i.e. alongside 3 other A-levels? Yes, absolutely you can. You don't, we have a number of people in Sports Academy who are doing A-level PE or BTEC Sports, the sort of triple A-level, but we also have a number of, who are applying to do medicine and doing, I don't know, biology, chemistry and English literature. So absolutely, so you can do we have people who take Sports Academy alongside Sports A-levels, and we have people who do complete visual arts and performing arts, but also love playing netball or love being part of a football team. So yes, is the quick answer to that. Thank you, Emma, for that. Would this be suitable for a novice sports person, or is it some prior knowledge skill required? It's a really good question, actually. So where we're going with this in terms of sports academies is that it will be a really high-end sporting academy, but it'll actually have 2 squads, if you like. So one squad will play in a kind of in the Sussex and local league, and then our other squad, I suppose like a first and second team, will be part of the AOC program and play at a slightly higher level. So what we're trying to do is match the provision to what we've got here to start with. And I would say not for a novice sports person, it's probably not quite the right route for you, but you might pick up things. I never say never. You might pick things up really quickly. And it might be that actually you would access some of our other enrichment activities that happen like 5-a-side football or something, netball or badminton. My light's just gone off in my office, so I'll carry on. I hope you can see me. As we go from there, I'm going to ask Emma to pick up the next question while I turn my light back on.
Fantastic. So we hopefully have answered about the cricket. We've answered about academy and university. We've answered actually most of the questions here. If you do have any more questions or anything further that you would like to know that you maybe think of at a later date, or having chatted to hopefully some of your friends encouraging them all to attend Haywards Heath, then find the links on our website.
Okay, I'm just going to pick up a couple actually, just saw a couple other ones. So where is it? How do academies help with university applications? It's a really good question actually, from Anonymous. But again, it's university applications and applications through UCAS. They want to see not just, really good grades in your academic subjects, but they want to see that you're a well-rounded person who can contribute more to their environment, whether that be in sports, in music, in visual arts, in drama, whatever it is. They want to see that you do those other things. And I think it's particularly with sport, it shows a load of the kind of the skill sets that university make for a successful university student. There's also an element of, those, if you play at a very high level, and actually we would write a reference to attach it straight to the sports department at university, and actually they would look at that and see if that's, invite you for trials and see actually whether that would change your the offer they give you, and that has happened in the past as well. So sometimes they can give you a slightly lower offer because they're really keen for you to go and play your sports there, and that's something we can support you with. We also have a number of students, when I say we, the college group and Worthing College in particular, who have gone over to the States on scholarships as part of their sports academy program background, if you like. And so that's another route, and we will support you with that process to go and study abroad and play sports in the US. I have a colleague here who works with whose daughter's out there at the moment doing just that, who went through the Worthing College Sports Academy process and the courses there. So it does happen, and hopefully start having these aspirations, start thinking about where you can see what you'd like to be doing in 3 years' time, and the idea is we're going to help support you with that. Our trip's still happening our trip's still in planning despite COVID-19. Sorry, I got there in the end. Well, yeah, I mean, we're planning for things, and we are responding to the latest government advice as and when it comes. So things are on hold with regards to trips, as I'm sure you know, while we're in lockdown to December 2nd, and who knows what that'll look like moving forward. But what we are trying to do, and we're planning for the whole time across the group in both our sports and enrichment activities, and even our academic studies and opportunities, is opening up things as and when we can safely. And so, of course, we're already keen to get things open up and to make sure students have that experience. And for all of you, I'm fingers crossed, I'm hoping it'll be business as normal when you start here in September, and you can enjoy all of these amazing things that our college students currently are sort of chomping at the bit to be involved with. But that's one of those things that's out of our hand. But yes, we're very much, those are in plan, and we have the provisions in place to press go at any moment. What do you have to do to get into one of the academies? I think I've probably answered that already. So it's the kind of trials and then your course guidance meeting. Can you participate in more than one academy, i.e. rugby and basketball? The answer to that is no, because they happen at the same time. So you would select the one you want to be involved in. So it might be that you play rugby as part of the academy, and you'd play basketball as part of the enrichment program here, or vice versa, tag rugby, or whatever it is, you made that decision. Is it a big commitment? What if I start and find I'm struggling to keep up with subjects? It is absolutely a big commitment, but that shouldn't deter you in the same way A-levels is a big commitment. But I think it's one of those, it's kind of a mindset thing, isn't it? If you're thinking perhaps I can't do it, then that kind of answers your own question. For me, it is commitment, but the rewards you get from it, far outweigh, I think, what you have to give. And I think we've talked about university applications, how it helps with that, but actually more importantly, all those skills we've talked about through this presentation that you will develop, as well as really enjoying playing your sport with your mates, your teammates, and learning and developing your actual ability in your sport, skill, I should say. Do you provide induction with the equipment in the gym? Yes, we do, and make sure that's both effective and safe in using all that lovely equipment. Behind Emma, you can see there. Emma, is there anything else that's jumping out of you? Any last minute things? Or anything else you wanted to add from those questions?
No, I think we've covered quite a lot there.
Okay, well, as I said, if you think of anything else, do post it, and we'll put answers to that as we go. But I'd like to just thank you all for watching our virtual event today. Hope you found it useful. You can refer back to it on our website. I look forward to seeing you at a course guidance meeting soon at Haywards Heath. Stay safe. Good luck with your studies this year, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye now.
Bye.